Hi everybody, welcome back. I've got my project pan update video today. Quite a bit of an exciting one because I have finished off 4 items. So lots to update you on. Let's just get straight into it. Okay, going to start off with the 2 foundations. Sadly, these aren't the Empties. The first one is my L'Oreal Tinted Serum, which I have put in this LMS tub here because I cleaned the bottle one day and then the dropper just decided to stop working. It still feels like, I'm not going to tip it fully, but it still feels like there's a lot of product in here. I feel like since putting it in here, my progress has really kind of slowed down. I've probably got like 2-3 more months left of this, unfortunately. I was hoping to have finished it off a lot quicker than I have done. Saying that, I have used it 22 times since the previous update, so I do use it every time I do like a full face of makeup. And I mix it in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which I use 23 times. So I do a pump of this mixed in with a bit of the L'Oreal one. Neither of them are like the perfect shade match for me, so that's a contributing factor to the fact that I don't really like wearing foundation at the moment because they're not my correct sort of shades. This one I haven't marked because this hasn't settled yet since I put some on this morning, but this was the previous line. I'm a little bit below that, so I'm just below half. Progress on this is really slow as well. Again, I was hoping to have finished this one off a lot quicker than I appear to be. At least another like 3 months for this one. I think it's just taking such a long amount of time. 22 and 23 are like a common theme in this video. So the Hourglass powder I also used 23 times. This is like a finishing powder. I put some on my cheeks after I've done a final spray of setting spray. This, I've said this before, I don't feel like this really adds too much to my makeup routine, so it's just a product I'm using now just to get it used up. I don't feel like it does much. So again, another like 3 months of this. It's getting really flat. I haven't yet been able to sort of see like the waffle at the base of this, but there's not too much left in here, and there was only like 1.3 grams to begin with. My e.l.f. contour wand I also used 23 times. I'm having to squeeze it now from like right up here, so I reckon there's like 2 months left in here. I don't think I've got 1 month. I think it will extend into a second month. I've got some on today. It's quite a subtle contour. Again, I don't feel like it really does much. It's another product that I'm using just to get it used up. Once we get some nice warm weather, don't know when that's going to happen, I will start to use this as like a body contour product, and that will help me get it used up a little bit more. But 23 times and like another 2 months. My Vive Bronzing Duo is a new addition to the project pan. I only put it in towards the end of last month's sort of update because I finished off my bronzer that was in my Vive face palette, which I'll come on to next. This bronzer duo, I have hit pan in the lighter shade on the 31st of May, so I've got a nice little pan in that, and that's getting bigger and bigger each time I use it. I'm still a way off hitting pan with the darker shade. I think I have in the past focused more on the lighter shade because the darker shade is like a touch too dark. So I just take a brush and I dip a couple times into each one, and then obviously just pop it on the usual places where you would put bronzer. I'm not sure whether I would be able to finish off this lighter shade by the end of the year. It really depends how big this pan gets, and it seems like with these pans aren't really that deep. They're more like wide. They cover like a bigger surface area rather than like being quite a deep powder. So I might be able to use that one up by the end of this year. I don't really know. But this is another one that I used 23 times in total, so it'll be interesting to see how much bigger that pan is by the next update. Right, on to my first empty, and it comes from this Vive face palette. I finally finished off, I think, was it in there? Might have been in there, I don't know, I've got 3 empties now, I can't remember where it was. But I finished off the peach blusher. That was a really easy blush shade for me to use up. I would mix some of the peach one in with the pink one, and it took me 22 uses this month to finish that one off. Lovely shade, beautiful face palette. I love this face palette. I don't know why they haven't made this permanent because it's gorgeous. I would repurchase it. The next shade that I'm working on finishing off, but as you can tell there's still not a pan in it, is the pink blusher, and I've used it 23 times. I don't understand what Vive have done to this pink blusher to make it so difficult to use up. I have used this since it's been in my project pan the same amount of times as the peach blusher, The peach blusher, really easy to use up. The pink one looks like I've barely used it and I don't understand why. So yeah, use that one 23 times. Goodness knows when I'm going to hit pan on it. It doesn't even look any flatter since last time. So because I finished off the peach blusher, I'm going to add in another peach blusher. This is also by Vive. It's the Pesca blusher. Kind of similar to the peach blusher that I used up, but this one looks just like a touch darker. A lovely blusher, really great like year round for me. It's a really lovely warm peachy kind of colour. This I will continue to use with the pink blusher, and we will see how long it takes me to hit pan in this one. I think I might need to scrape off the top layer. It looks like there's a little bit of hard pan on there, so we will see how much will be left. In total there is 5 grams of product. My Merit highlighter I used 23 times. I've still got quite a bit of this left. This will be another product that I will use on my body once the weather gets warm and I'm showing a bit more skin. I don't dislike this as much as I used to. When I first used it, I really didn't like it. It just looked greasy, wasn't keen. But I'm getting used to it now. I think the fact that I layer over the top with the powder highlighter kind of helps with how it looks at the very end, but not one I would repurchase. Again, it's another product I'm using just to kind of get it used up. Which is a shame because every other Merit makeup product I've tried I really do like. Okay, so the powder highlighter that I use on top is from Hourglass. It is this one that is from my Leopard palette. This one I used 22 times and I noticed that I had hit pan on this one because there isn't technically a pan because it's, you know, that type of powder. You can see like the waffle kind of bit behind it. I noticed that on the 29th of May, but it was already there, so I don't know when I did technically, you know, hit pan on it. This is really thin. This one should be entirely used up within the next few months. I think 3 months for this, maybe 2, hopefully 2 would be nice, but I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say 3. I've been using my 2 MAC eyeshadows a bit more regularly since the previous update. I've only used them 7 times though. The reason for that will become a bit clearer when I put up my pan eyeshadow palette video. But yeah, both of them I've used 7 times and I mix them in together. This one is Patina, this one is Woodwinked. It's what I've got on my eyes today. It goes a little bit taupey. It's not as warm as I would like it to be. I think it's Patina. I think Patina is making Woodwinked be less warm. Both beautiful colours though. I would like to see a lot more progress on these by the end of the year, just because I'm going to throw them away at the end of the year. They will be about 10 years old at that point, and I don't really want to be keeping hold of eye makeup that is that long out of date. They still perform fine, you know, I haven't had any allergic reactions or anything, but I just don't want to. I would rather kind of start from scratch with my eye makeup collection next year. And also I just don't really want to own much eye makeup next year anyway. It's really not my favourite part of makeup. Next I have 2 Empties. They are thankfully both eyeliners. I do struggle to use up eyeliners. I'm not much of an eyeliner fan. I don't really tend to wear much of it when I do wear it, so it is a piece of makeup that I struggle to kind of get through fairly quickly. Both of them are used 4 times since the previous update, so they didn't require much more use to get them used up. The first one is the Peaches and Cream Papyrus eyeliner. It's a really warm nude colour, great for the waterline. I did use it up as like an eyeshadow primer, so I drew it all over my eyelid, blended it out. Wasn't the greatest consistency to do that. It's not really that creamy enough to do that, and I think that is what made my eyelids dry. I did say in previous couple of videos that I had some dryness like in the inner corner of my eye, and I think it was from this. So since I've stopped using this I haven't had any dryness, so I think this probably was the culprit. And then the next one was my Kiko eyeliner in the shade 4, which is like a dark brown. Too dark for my preference. I would prefer a much more true mid-warm brown. And then this one I did also use up all over the lid as well and blend out, and then go in with some lighter eyeshadow over the top, and it kind of worked. Either way, I'm glad that both of these are used up. I do have another eyeliner in my collection, but I am actually going to take it out of the project pan because I don't really like panning eyeliners, and I just want to try and use it up just by naturally using it rather than tracking progress. It's the Victoria Beckham Bronze Eyeliner, really creamy, so this is great for all over your lid and then blending it out, which is what I've done today. It's a beautiful like khaki goldy bronze colour, so beautiful, lovely lovely colour. And I do actually prefer to wear these eyeliners as an all over lid colour rather than an eyeliner. This one I used 5 times, but I am gonna roll it out. On to the fourth and final empty. This, ooh geez, that flew out. This is my lip liner from Jane Airedale. This is in the shade Spice. This is the perfect My Lips But Better lip liner. However, saying that, I wouldn't repurchase. Now, my lips naturally, and I think it's because of my Reynolds, my lips naturally are a very light, cool toned, like bluey pink. As a true autumn, I need purely warm makeup, so this is a bit cool toned, and if I apply too much of it, it goes really cool toned and really mauve and it looks a little bit off. So if I want a My Lips With Better colour, this is perfect, but I don't. I want something warm, so I wouldn't repurchase it because of the colour. The formulation, the consistency, application, longevity, all of that, brilliant, great lip liner. It's just that the shade wasn't right for me. I finished it off on the 10th of May and it only took me 5 uses. The next product I used 25 times. It is my House of Colour lipstick in the shade Autumn Nude. There is barely any of this left. It's what I have on today. Pop a little bit more on, why not? And as you can see, it's a great everyday natural pinky brown warm lipstick. It is like my go-to lipstick, which is why I've got barely any of this left. This will be done by the end of next month, so by the next month's check-in video. There's hardly any of it left, and it's the shade that I wear basically every single day, and I wore it 25 times since the previous update. Another item that should be an empty by the next update as well, I used it 28 times since the previous update, is my Rhode lip balm in the shade Ribbon. When I use this, I'm really having to take both thumbs and like push the product up, and I'm right at the very end with this, so this one will definitely be an empty by the next update. I wear this every single day, multiple times throughout the day. I've got some of it on underneath that lipstick. These are just great lip balms because they're not messy. You can just squeeze them when you're out and about, on the go. This one isn't that pigmented. It's a quite a nice like light pink, so this is something that I can wear of an evening once I've removed my makeup. I can wear it on no makeup days, makeup days. It's a really versatile lip balm, and I am really impressed actually with how quickly I've used this up. I swear at the previous video I had much more. I had like maybe like down here, so I've gotten through a lot of this, and I had 4 of these. I finished off another one, so I now have 3, and I did want to use up all 4 of them this year, and I was thinking, oh, that's quite difficult because they're all pretty much brand new. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I am now that I'm very, very close to finishing off this one. I've basically got half a year to use up the other 2, so, and those 2 shades, those will go really nicely with the autumnal months as well, like berry lips and really like brown autumnal makeup. So yeah, really quite easy products to use up. And then last product is from House of Colour. It is their liquid lipstick in the shade Nearly Nude. I use this as a liquid blusher. I've done so today like I do every time I wear makeup. This is a fantastic liquid blusher. Yes, it is designed to be a lipstick, but it works brilliantly as a liquid blush. It's not hugely pigmented, you can build it up, it blends out lovely as well, it's not stubborn, it doesn't cling to dry patches. It's an excellent liquid blusher. I've really been enjoying using this as a blusher compared to when I was trying to use it up as a liquid lip. And I used it 23 times. I do still think this has another few months left in it though. I don't think this will be an empty by the next update. So those were the updates, 4 empties and 1 new product. In terms of empties for next month, I think that will be the lipstick and the lip balm. I don't think anything else will be an empty, but I hope I can finish off those 2 items because the video that I will put up next month shortly after my project pan will be a makeup inventory check-in video, and that will be my halfway through the year one. So I'm really intrigued to see what my makeup collection looks like halfway throughout the year, halfway through the no buy year that I'm on. Well, technically replacement only no buy, but it basically is just a no-buy. So yeah, I'm really quite pleased with my progress this past month. So please let me know the progress of your project pan if you are doing one as well. If you're on a no-buy, stick with it. It gets easier the longer that you stick with it, and when you start focusing on using up your makeup, when you use them up, you're like, oh, yay, I've done it, well done, go me. So thank you very much again for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.